So then, right, the sun, let's say sun went down over there, right? And now this is so when is it? Sun goes down in the west, right? And this is the east. So the east, what it's going to be is that there's the upper horizon and the lower horizon. What happens first is that the lower one gets dark. That's Ben Hashmashot. Then, once the upper one gets dark, that's already night. Just wanted to tell you that. But, anyway, according to Rabbenu Tam, there's two different types of shkia. There's two different types of sunset. There's the first one where the body of the sun goes down. Right? Rabbenu Tam says that's what the Gemara is talking about in Masechet Shabbat. But the one in Masechet Pesachim, he says, is called the later shkia. The shkia after. What does that mean? It totally, the sun is like, even the whole horizon is already dark. That's the second shkia. So there's, according to Rabbenu Tam, there's two shkia, there's two sunset. Again, right, one more time. There's one which is when the body of the sun goes down, that's the number one sunset. And then number two is when the horizon gets dark, the whole sky gets darkened. So after that, Rabbenu Tam says, there is another 3.25 mil until it's night, which is 72 minutes. This is the way it is, So, now, as we said, right, we today, what do? How do we do? Like the Geonim or Rabbenu Tam? When we bring in Shabbat. When we come into Shabbat, right?
No, right.
We do like the Geonim, we do early. Because there's a doubt, we're not really sure which is the halakha. It could be, right, that halakha is like the Geonim. So according to that, it's once you have 13.5 minutes after Shkia, it's already night. But according to Rabbenu Tam, you have a lot more time, another 50 minutes or so. 50 minutes. Not 15, 50. 50 minutes. Right? You still have which is 3.25 mil. 50, 50. Okay. So, 50, right? So, that's a 3.25 mil. According to Rabbenu Tam, this is Ben Hashmashot, that he's talking about, which is 3.25 mil. So all that time, right, it's still day. Yom Gamur. It's still, according to Rabbenu Tam, it's still daytime. So, now here's the thing, right? We're not sure which is the halakha. Safek. So therefore, what we do is, when we come into Shabbat, we want to be stringent, right? So we come in like the Geonim. But when we go out, we should go like Rabbenu Tam, 72 minutes. That's what we should do, Right? To be stringent from both sides. You understand? Right. Safek the right al-Yachamim. So therefore, right, Rabbi Feinstein Shalom and also Maran Rabbadia, they both said that the proper thing to do, for a person who's religious, God-fearing, to keep Rabbenu Tam when Shabbat goes out, 72 minutes. Don't do melacha until 72 minutes. Yeah.
Question, Rabbi. How are we gonna measure time for Shabbos in, let's say, St. Petersburg, where the white nights? There is all night is sun.
Right. So the truth is, that whatever it is. You have to go according to what it is over there. You know what I mean? You cannot go according to what it is in New York. So whatever it is there, it's there, that's what it is.
They're going to measure if it's still bright.
It's going to be much longer. Shabbat is going to go out. You know when? 11 o'clock probably. I don't know. God knows. Depends on where you are. You understand? It's going to be Shabbat until 11 o'clock. That's why, the proper thing, what it is, the proper thing? Don't live in a place like that, exactly. You shouldn't live there. This is not a place where you, as a religious Jew, you want to be there. It's what business you have there. What do you want to do? Keep Shabbat until 11 o'clock? What do you want to do? You're crazy.
Not only Shabbat, it can be every
Now I'll be going for a trip there. And
Right. So if you're going on a trip, you have to keep whatever it is there. Whatever it is there, it is. What can you do? Yeah.
When we say Kiddush on Shabbat, we drop few water inside of the cross shine.
This question, ask me after Bezat Hashem. We're not talking about this now. When we finish, Bezat Hashem. We're not talking about this now. That's a different question. After Bezat Hashem, afterwards, you ask me. Well, we'll talk about it afterwards. This has nothing to do with our discussion. You know what I mean? So we have to talk about apples, not apples and oranges. You know what I mean? We have to have everything has to be apple. I'm sorry, Mechila.
Rabbi, 3,000 years that there was no clock, nothing. If the day was raining, how they would calculate that?
This is a very good question. You see what he's asking. So, in those days they didn't have clocks. So therefore, says the Shulchan Aruch, how do you know the time to light the candles? 20 minutes before Shkia, when the sun is above the trees, like right above the trees.
Raining.
Raining. Okay, first, if it's not raining, right? If it's sunshine, right?
Okay.
So then, when the sun is above the trees, this is where you light the candles. 20 minutes. This is 20 minutes. Now, cloudy day. Oh, this is a good one. Right? What about cloudy? So what do you do there? So there's a solution for that too. You know what it says, right? In the Shulchan Aruch. It says, when you see the chickens, sitting on top of the beams, they have a time when, like before night, they sit, like on top of the beams. On top of, that's a time to light the candles. The chickens. You go by the chickens. What do you say about that? That's in a town, where there's chickens there. But in a place where there's no chickens, let's say you're in the forest, right? There are no chickens in the forest, Where are you going to... So what do you do there? So it says the Gemara, look at the ravens, right? The ravens. When they're sitting, this is the time to this is the time.
What's raining?
Somebody's got a phone call over here. So anyway, so there's a solution for everything. As we said, right, getting back to our discussion, since we have a doubt, this is what we do. This is our minhag today. We come in early, like the Geonim, and we go out late, like Rabbenu Tam. This way you're covering every side. This is the best way to do it. But there are some keilot, which have a custom to do, like it says in Magen Avraham, they do everything like Rabbenu Tam. Because that's how Maran Paskin, Shulchan Aruch, and the Ramah also. They Paskin like Rabbenu Tam. So they do everything like Rabbenu Tam. You know where they do this? Until this day we have this today. You know where? Go to Brooklyn, Williamsburg, right? Borough Park. There are places over there, they do like Rabbenu Tam, everything. Also, Mincha, they play like Rabbenu Tam, late. When it's dark, they play Mincha. 15 minutes after Shkia, 20 minutes, 50 minutes, 40 minutes, 45 minutes. They do. In Brooklyn, go and you're going to find it. Mincha, center. And it's already dark.
Last week I was in Florida, somebody the Minyan came, we had 10 people. One of them said they are keeping Rabbenu Tam. He said we want to start at 7, he said it's too early for me.
Right.
Start at 8 o'clock.
Right. So one time, there's a supermarket, Wasserman's, right over here, Main Street.
Yeah.
The person who opened the store, Mr. Wasserman, he already passed away, but this was like more than 50 years ago, a long time ago. He's Satmar Hasid. He was, So they told me, what he used to do? He used to close the store right before Shkia, and then drive home after Shkia. You hear? That's what he did. He drove home to Williamsburg after Shkia, after sunset. Why? Because he's Hasid. That's what they do. This is the minhag until this day. You understand? So that's the way it is. What can you do? So Rabbatai, that's what we do. Maran Rabbi Yavashom, he said we shouldn't be lenient. To do like Rabbenu Tam, coming in late like this. We shouldn't do that. But whoever has a minhag to do it, they have what to rely on. So you cannot fight with them. And say, why do you do it? They have that's their minhag. They've been doing already for hundreds of years like that. In Europe. So what are you going to tell them? Nothing you can tell them. ברוך ה' לעולם, אמן ואמן. רבי חנן כשומר, רצה הקדוש ברוך הוא חזקות ישראל, לפיכך חיבה להם תורה ומצוות, שנאמר בני חפץ, למען צדקו יגדיל תורה וידיר.